Lesson 7, topic slope-intercept form. Our learning target is I can use slope-intercept form to graph a linear function. First off, a review of slope-intercept form. We talked about this last lesson, but slope-intercept form is that y equals mx plus b. And it's called slope-intercept form because it gives us those two things. It gives us our slope, which is our m. So slope, rise over run, change in y over x. That number right there is going to be our slope. And then it also tells us our intercept, our b. I'd like you to notice how this intercept, it boxes the plus sign. And that just reminds us we want to take the sign with the number because sometimes it'll be y equals mx minus b. And if it's minus b, that just means your b is negative, and we want to take that sign with it. So if it's a positive b, b is positive. If it's minus b, b is negative. So now we're just going to jump right into graphing using that slope-intercept form. So the first step is just, let's write out y equals mx plus b over our function so that we can identify our m, which if we look is 3 over 4. It's right next to that x. And then we can identify our b. It's positive 4. So I can just put a regular 4. If you want to put the plus sign, you can. Either way, it's positive 4. And now we're going to use this information to help us graph. So our b is where we're going to start. We're going to start with this b. And I always like to think b for begin. So the beginning is the start of the story. So our y-intercept, our b, is where we begin. So since it is your y-intercept, that means it goes on your y-axis. So I'm going to find positive 4 on my y-axis, which is right here. And I'm going to put a point. The next step is to use your slope to guide you on your next point. So our rise over run, we're going to use that. We're going to use the 3 is your rise. So that's telling us we're going up 3 because it's a positive 3. So positive 3 means we're going to go up. And then run is a 4. And it's positive 4, so that means we're going to go right 4. So from our starting point, that y-intercept, we are going to jump up 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to put a point right at that ending. And then we're going to do that same exact movement one more time. We're going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. Right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to put a point. And then the last step is just making a nice straight line through those 3 points. And that's all there is to it. Now we just graphed our linear function. So as you can see that slope of up 3 over 4, up 3 over 4. And we started at that 4 for our y-intercept. Let's try another one. We have graphed the linear function y equals negative 3x minus 2. Again, first step, write that y equals mx plus b above, so we can identify our m, which is negative 1/3. And then positive, or plus b, well, in this case it's minus b, so it's going to be negative 2. Please take that sign with the number. Now again, we're going to begin with our b. Remember, b for begin. So at negative 2, we're going to begin on our y-axis, because it's our y-intercept. So we're going to go to negative 2 and we're going to put a point. And then we get to go to our slope, and we got to interpret that rise over the run. So we're rising -1. The negative is always going to go with the top number if it's negative. So if we rise -1, that means we're going down. Negative is down. We're decreasing, getting smaller. But the 3, if you see, the 3 is positive down here. So +3 means we go right 3. So from our starting point, we're going to jump down 1 over 3. 1, 2, 3, put a point. Down 1 over 3. And then connect our points with a line. All right, one last example, guys. Y equals 4x minus 5. Write that generic form above. Identify our m. Our slope is 4. And our b is -5. Remember, we take that sign with the number. So we start with our b. B for begin. And it goes on our y-axis. So we find -5 on our y-axis. We plot our y-intercept. Then we're going to use our slope. Now if you notice, this is a whole number slope. It's not a fraction. But we need that fraction to get that rise over run. So to write a whole number as a fraction, we just put it over 1. We have 4 really equals 4 over 1 because we were to do the math. 4 divided by 1 equals 4. So we're not changing the value, we're just changing the way it looks. So our rise is 4, which means we're going to go up 4. And then our run is 1, so we're going to go right 1. So we're going to go up 4. Over 1, put a point. Up 4, over 1, put a point. Make sure you have 3 points on the graph. You can keep doing more if you want to fill up the entire graph. You don't have to. You need at least 3 points. And then we can connect them and make our line. That's all of your lesson 7. Go ahead and get into your practice.